Hello, and I'm going to teach today. But alright, hello. This is my first video, possibly. I don't know. I mean, this is my first video on this channel, but in reality, it's not my first video. But welcome, and I'm going to teach you how to make spawning enemies in Unity. First of all, get a transform, and then reset the transform. Like get a plane, then reset the transform. So it's the middle of the workplace or game or scene, or whatever you call this. And of course, scale it up by 5 on each, so we have room to work with. Or, I mean, if you have a project that you're working on, then just add the scripts that I'm gonna make. You don't need to add the plane. You don't even need to make a new game if you already have one created. So, and also my computer is going to yell at me. I mean, this is just going to run like hella, and even though I'm not, I don't know. It's a very good computer. I mean, better than my last one. So it's not gonna be realistic, but we're gonna use this character. Use this character, you can stop in midair. Sorry, change directions in midair. Right, yeah. Where you just do this and you can just change directions in midair. And I fell off the plane. But that's unrealistic, but yeah, just have that there. We're going to script. We're going to change the AI script. We're going to change the AI script right here. So this one right here, AI character control. We're just going to change that. Now I know though. Actually, before we delete the AI, we need to click on the plane or whatever, like the floor of the map or project. You click that. You go over to Windows. I think it's in Windows. I just now need to figure this out. Navigation. I found it. And then you go to the object tab right here. Then you go into that, and of course you leave that walkable, and then you go to this and you hit bake. You say save scene because it seems like I didn't save the scene. Not really, but yeah, first game. And then there you go. There's the mesh. It's not mesh. It's navigation. That's for the AI. Like the AI itself. Needs, like if I put the player there, then there it chases the player. Simple stuff. But we're going to change this, and we're also going to change other stuff. First of all, you can still keep it as FPS controller. In my case, I like to name it player because that's who you are. And also, go down into tags and change that to player. Confusing, but hey, it works. Then you go scrolling down, and we're going to change this actually. And we're going to change this script. Not right now, I'm just loading it up, so should have told you beforehand, but yeah, we're not going to change this, not yet, not quite yet, but yeah. Just loading that up. And then we need to, I created a folder that's called scripts. You go into that scripts. And then I create another folder inside of scripts called spawn enemy. Basically, this is just a spawn enemy script. Cool. So I won't have the benefits that you guys probably have, but we really don't need the start or update. So you delete this. In my, I think you don't. Yeah. So you just need to do a void on trigger. And see, you guys get the luxury of the thing actually like auto completing, but I don't need that. This doesn't like this does not autocomplete, but the other ones does, like the destroy and all this stuff, like this. So that's cool. Uh, First of all, we need to find two objects. That's gonna be a public game object. That's gonna be enemy. And then public transform. That's just going to be a spawn point. Alright, so what we're basically going to do is just like 2 lines of scripts. It's just literally the 2 lines of scripts. Of scripts. Is instantiate. I don't know if it's even 2 lines. It's just one code. No, it's 2 lines. Instantiate the object we're going to instantiate to, and that would be enemies. But because you guys are on a different program, that's actually way better. When you press that, it's just gonna automatically do that. So it's, yeah. So mine is enemy, and then the transform is going to be spawn point dot transform. I haven't tested this, but I'm pretty sure even though this is a transform, you still need to specify it's a transform. I don't think that's true. If it's already a transform, you don't need to specify it's a transform. Well, let's just do that. Yeah. And then the other one's just destroy the whatever the script is going to be attached to the game object. Just destroy that. So there's only a one-time use. And that's all you need for this tiny ass script. But because we're going to use a collider, so on trigger enter, it's a collider, so it's also going to say this as well. This is basically whatever that's going to enter the collider is going to be affected by. Currently, you don't need to do anything with this. You don't even need this if you really. If you're using Visual Studios, this automatically goes there. You don't need it, but you can just keep it. It doesn't matter. It doesn't affect anything. So, go into game, right click, and then go into cube. It's cube. It's a special cube. Well, we're gonna just 555 everything. It's gonna be a big cube. Then you raise it, raise it up a little bit. Position it wherever yours, like, it can be in the ground, it doesn't matter. It's just when the player or any object collides with this, then it's going to activate it. Which is a very bad idea, but yeah. Maybe some other video I'll fix that. It's really not a concern. Now I'm going to just create another folder that's called color and then go into material. And then just color green. Or whatever you want. Make it your color and put it on you. Cool. Now, simple as this. Go to your little thing. It's gonna be called cube, but let's just say spawn. No, spawn cube. No, cube spawn. There you go. You go to cube spawn, which in this case didn't do that. Then you drag this on here, and we'll have those two. We can make this even better, but currently we're just going to have it. Just, yeah. We can just have one spawn point, but have we can have one spawn point, but have multiple enemies going through the same spawn point. We can actually do that. Okay. Let's just do that. Let's just, yeah. Let's just do that. Create it empty. This is gonna be, the transform is gonna be, it needs to be at 0, 0, 0, the center of everything. And then this is gonna be just called spawn. Cool. Then we go over here, add a tag, and that tag is just called spawn. Which in this case is going to be going on the spawn transform. It's going to be a long video. So you go to here, and we really don't need the transform anymore, but we do need it still, because you'll find out. But we need to have a void start function, which in this case, there you go. So many wires. Shit. Okay. I'm gonna keep it public just for visual, showing you what it actually does. You can turn this into not point. Yes, point. You can turn it into a private function, like private variable or whatever, if you really want to. But it's gonna be in public, just for visual. Yeah. So the start function starts when the game starts. So it's gonna run this, then it's gonna go do the trigger and stuff like that. So this one is going to attach, like it's gonna get the transform of the game object spawn. Simple. Simple, yeah. Spawn point is equal to game object dot find with tag spawn. Now, I can't just do this and hope it would work. That is impossible. Did I save it? Yeah. I saved it. Awesome. And there's the arrow right here. I expected the arrow. 1 second. All right, so what does this arrow mean? Let's kind of talk about this arrow. This is saying asset script spawn locate. This is basically where the script is that I accessed. The error CS0029 can't impact the convert type Unity engine.gameObject to Unity engine.transform. So basically saying what we just got here is an game object, and we found the tag with spawn, which the tag that transform is spawn. And this spawn is not transform, it's a game object. And because this spawn point is a transform and not a game object, they can't go together. Unless we do a dot transform on it. Therefore, it's going to game object dot find with tag, and it finds that game object, but also goes further in and gets the transform of that game object. Now it would work. It doesn't have this error. Like, haha, disappear. Kapoof. Thank you. So when you go into the actual cube and we hit play, it's going to give us arrows. Let's just delete the let's keep it here, but it's just going to do completely nothing. So if you go into, it's going to give you arrows because of the AI that's there. But when you hit play, you can see right off the bat. There are arrows? Okay, cool. Right off the bat, one second. Okay, cool. Right off the bat, the spawn point gets a transform called spawn, which in this case is this. Now, if we delete this and you go over here, it says it's missing because it needs that spawn and it needs to be active. So if this spawn is not active in game, when you hit play, it's basically going to give you an error saying it cannot find that. Actually, it doesn't give. Yeah. It gives me an error that's basically saying it cannot find that game object. The thing that says the spawn. Yeah. So you need to hit that check mark, seeing if it's, available in game, and then, oh yeah, then you go into cube spawn, and it's right here. Everything is going to be spawning from that. I'll show you. But yeah. So, this is going to be an enemy, which is going to go against the player. You duplicate this enemy as many times as you want. This is how I'm going to do hordes of enemies. It's just duplicating. First of all, I'm just going to do like, let's say 4 for the slow ones, and yeah, they're all going to be named enemy with a little colon. Seems like it. Then we go into the create an empty. This is very important. You reset this transform and you call this enemy. Enemy, let's say enemy 1 because we're going to have another one. We're going to go with, we're going to color these enemies because you can't color this one because, well, can I explain it? This is the body, glasses, and you can't color the skeleton. So only 2 things you can color is body and glasses. And if you try to color this with the green, it won't work out because, well, it's basically coloring the body, glasses, and skeleton, and you can't do that. So hold down Control, and you can individually click body, and then body, and body, and body. And you scroll over and you just place everything with green. Now, we got all this done. We drag this into here. We got this. So the reason why we dragged all the enemies into this game object, or empty, is because this empty is reset to its normal location. And all the enemies are paired to that. So if the... I can explain this. It's very hard to explain. It's basically positions of this is 0, 0, 0, 0. So basically this is at the center of the scene right now, but in reality it shows that there crosshair because, well, the empty does not have, like, it's not an object, it's an empty. So it's just gonna get the center of this. So technically empty is at the center of the area, and that's where the spawn is. So that's how we're gonna do this. Now you drag the enemy into, well, create another folder that's called enemy. Enemies, I don't know. Oh, that's how I'm gonna do it. Then you go into create, like, this is gonna be enemy 1, and you drag it into here. And you don't need this anymore. You delete it. Now you go into the cube, you drag the enemies into here. You don't need to put anything in the transform because we already got that covered with the spawn, like, or did that. Because visual things we need to go into here and then. Oh, wait. We make this a collider trigger so we can go into it, and we don't need to have this having any personal shadows like this right here. It's like, yay, you know what? Don't even receive shadows. You know what? Don't even cast shadows. See, let this go. Yeah, it's a nothingness. It doesn't even cast shadows. So you go into here, and then boom, enemies. Well, why are they? Because I love trying to explain stuff. So the reason why they can't, like, they're not moving is because when they spawn in, they have nobody, like, there's no enemies to go against. No target. And you can't set their targets, like, individually. You can't set their targets to the enemy, like the player. I'm pretty sure you can't. 100%. Yeah. So if you try to drag the player into this thing called target, it is impossible. You can't do that. It's impossible. You have to do it in game. Now, let me tell you a thing. And then that one single enemy can chase me down. So, I'll tell you one single thing. And this is a very simple thing. You can mess with, that's annoying me. You can mess with scripts that's upon the inside, like, that comes with Unity itself. So even though all these enemies, when you spawn, does not have a target, I'll show you a way to get around that. Because you can't put a player, once again, let me show you. I love showing, if you can't tell. You go to the enemies and you can't put the player itself into the target slot where they have to go. The only way to, like, put stuff if they're already, like, inside of the project itself if you kind of get the gist. You can't put like an enemy or a target. Yeah, okay. Hopefully you get the gist. So when you get this done, there's this one single thing that we have to do. And I'll actually talk with you about it very, very quick. You know the script that we launched up is called AI like character control. The one that, well, we're going to mess with. Well, we're not even going to mess with it as much because we're going to like modify a thing. Yeah, okay, so this is a little note. You don't need to have that note there. But see this target transform? When you get that target transform, and this is how easy it is. Since we already like tagged the player with the tag player, this is how simple we just need to do. We go to target is equal to the same thing that we did basic with enemies. You see this one right here? We're basically doing the exact same thing to the AI. So you do target is equal to game object dot find with tag, and that's going to be called player because sorry, player, and because it's trying to get the transform of it, you need to do dot transform, and then that right there is how you simply go from the enemies not going to like follow you because it needs a target, which in this case you can't bring the player in to the target because it's you just can't take a game object and put it into the project files. The thing that's in the game you can't put in project files. So when you hit the play button, go over to the cube, the enemies follow you. As simple as that. I mean, I might do some other stuff, but this is cool. Now I kind of want the enemies, these enemies. We can just edit them into project files, but we're going to scroll down and we're going to make them, well, slow. Not slow where it's just like, how long is it going to take? Walking speed slow. So they're all that now because I highlighted them with shift, and you can see right here. So when we go into here, go into this, now they just walk towards me as fast as they can. They're just walking. So we got that done. Now you can have it. Stupid mouse. Alright, so you can have it on the same thing if you really want to, but really you don't want to. We're going to create a different cube. We don't need to duplicate this. Well, let's just duplicate it because easier. And we're going to go to colors and we're going to get another material that's called red. Or any color you want. It can be pink even. So, going to this second cube is going to be called second. Doesn't much care for it. And this second cube is going to be, it's not going to be in control enemy one. Enemy 1 is like, no, I'm good. But we're going to go into prefabs again. We're going to do the same thing, but we're just going to have like three of these. Well, not even three. Let's do two of these. Why? Boop. Thank you. And name it enemy. Now, once again, going to create transform. You set this transform. Then you call this enemy 2. And you put these two enemies in here, which somehow I messed up. Then you go into the material that you did, and you can just put the material on enemies. So these are going to be like running enemies, like they run after you, so and so. So you go into the enemies, you can see enemy 1 is green, and you drag this in there, you get enemy 2. You go to this, you scroll down. You don't need to do anything with the spawn point. We're just going to just reuse the spawn point, but have different enemy locations. So we got this done, and now the game is like basically complete. The tutorial. So when you go into the green, walking, the zombies, enemies, whatever is going to walk towards you. And when you go into the red, then speedy zombies or enemies just running towards you. So there's that, and of course you can do it in any order, doesn't matter. But worth noting, anything that runs or collides can collide with that box. So until I figure out how to, I mean, I can't really figure that out, but just simplistic. You run into those block boxes by yourself. And also another thing that's worth noting, it's better to have on a flat plane than having on curves and stuff because, well, they're AI, so. Having a count flat plane might be hard to do. Hard for the AI. So yeah, that's the tutorial of how to create AI. Well, following AI in Unity 3D. So, well, see you until the next video once I upload this, and I don't know when my next video is gonna come out, which is when I get a better computer or something like that. So, see you guys later in the next video.